is a trick that purposely makes someone feel foolish, and usually for fun. Nevertheless, there's a thin line between the practical joke and the violence. Today we are going to share a true story with you that I heard 2 years ago, which happened to one of my friend's teachers.
Class 208 in the school is notorious for playing practical jokes. They usually play practical jokes on teachers and their own classmates. Sometimes they put toy cockroaches in teachers' cups. Other times they would smear glue on a chair or steal teachers' test paper. What they did was actually childish, immature, and wrong. Yes, they often got away with it because none of the classmates in the class dared to say anything. Some of them even thought this kind of activity was amusing.
However, they had been bored with playing these tiny jokes, so they wanted to play some more exciting games. Then they started to discuss how to play tricks on their most disliked teacher, Mrs. Clark, who had always hushed on them and gave them a lot of homework. They noticed that the teacher had been sitting on the chair to give lessons. Therefore, they planned to break the chair, put the pieces back into the original shape, and then put it back on the platform.
As soon as it's the class time, the teacher came into the class as usual. The students were all giggling when the teacher walked in. Even though she was a bit confused, she still began the class. Pulled out the chair and sat on it. Suddenly, the chair was broken. She fell to the ground and sat on the floor. All the students burst out laughing. The teacher was very angry and seemed to be in a great panic. She tried to stand up on her own. She couldn't hold herself steady, and she tripped over the broken chair.
Suddenly, all the students became quiet. And then the student began to scream.
Blood!
The blood bleeding down the teacher's leg, and some students found out that the teacher's skirt turned red. Upon seeing the blood, the teacher fainted, and nervously, the class leader ran out to ask for help. And finally, the teacher was sent to the hospital on the ambulance. The whole class stayed in the classroom quietly, not knowing what had happened to the teachers.
Half an hour later, the dean of the school came into the class, blaming loudly for what they had done. He told the students that the teacher had been pregnant for 4 months. She had been very careful not to hurt her baby, because she was not young at all, and she tried to have a baby for several years. That was why she had been sitting on the class to give lessons.
When they heard the truth, they were all stunned. Unfortunately, the teacher had a miscarriage. She lost her baby, her long-wanted child. And it was then that all the students felt very ashamed at what they did. They realized they did a terribly wrong thing. The students sent cards, flowers, chocolate, or even some herbal medicine to express how sorry they were. As much as the teacher wanted to offer forgiveness, what had done couldn't be undone. This practical joke cost an innocent life.
In the end, all students swore that they would never ever play tricks on the teachers and classmates anymore. Though the story sounds sad, it didn't really end so badly. Many of them have changed a lot. Some of them graduated and volunteered in a hospital and orphanage. A few of them wanted to be doctors, and even those who didn't like teachers at all want to be teachers in the future. As for Mrs. Clark, she finally got pregnant again 2 years after that accident. She gave birth to a healthy girl that month.
I'm glad to hear that the story has a happy ending. What I learned from the true story is that we should never ever try to hurt someone on purpose or just friend someone up just for fun. What's more, we should learn to face the consequences and make efforts to make up for the mistakes. This is why I want to share the story today and hope it's called for some deep thought. Thank you for listening.